Get results with effective conversations.
Get off! It's my turn now! I want my turn now!
What's wrong with you, Timmy?
You did use my words. It didn't work.
You don't use your hands, you know that.
Ow! You're hurting me. Let go!
You deserve it. I can't believe what a brat you're being right now.
I hate you. I really, really hate you. You like her better than me.
Right now I do.
Today we're going to talk about angry outbursts and how to help your child deal with their angry emotions. I bet that more than once you've been so frustrated by someone else's behavior that it's taken all of your emotional maturity to stop yourself from smacking them. Children who have been traumatized often do not have that emotional maturity. In fact, when overwhelmed by feelings, the areas of their brain that control rational behavior quit working. Reasoning goes out the window and the fight or flight triggers take hold. Timeouts, logical consequences, rewards, punishments. None of these techniques are quick fixes to heal the wounds that have led to impulsive and defensive behaviors. Parenting a traumatized child requires different strategies to build trust and connection. The goal is to create a feeling in these children that they're safe and they don't have to act to protect themselves when feelings overwhelm them. Now, this doesn't mean that you should allow children to hit, bite, or push other children or you, nor does it mean that you should be okay with them throwing a tantrum in public. It does mean, though, that you have to work to help regulate the reasoning area of the child's brain. In order to do that, you must first and always wait until both you and they are calm and the child feels safe and cared for by you. Then and only then can they process the lessons you want to teach. Let's look at one mother's attempt to discipline her child and then talk some more.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I was looking at the reports and I thought, 20% of nothing is not as good as 10% of something. Yeah. Well,
Ow!
Oh, there's a kid down. I'll call you back. Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
What happened?
Timmy tripped over his shoelaces. I told him to tie them. Did not. Did too. Not. Did too. Not.
Come on, guys. You were playing so nicely together. Why don't you try doing something a little bit less dangerous for a while?
Like what?
You can go on the swings.
But one of them is broken.
Well, you can go on the horsey and then switch off.
Horses are for babies.
Well, then take turns in the swing. One of you push, the other ride. 10 minutes each. I'll time it.
Get off! It's my turn now! I let you stay extra longer last time, Timmy! Well, I let you stay extra long too, but I want my turn now!
What's wrong with you, Timmy? You could have really hurt your sister.
She wouldn't let me have my turn.
Then you use your words or call me. You don't use your hands, you know that.
I did use my words. It didn't work.
You're gonna have to go to your room and think about your behavior, young man.
No, that's not fair. It's all her fault. She wouldn't let me have my turn. Ow, you're hurting me. Let go.
You deserve it. I can't believe what a brat you're being right now. Go to your room. I'll come in and deal with you later after I'm done cleaning up your poor sister's chin.
You like her better than me.
Right now I do.
I hate you. I really, really hate you.
Martha was trying to supervise her children and keep them safe while she was working. This is a difficult proposition, but something that many of us have to confront. From the moment Timmy tripped over his shoelace, the adrenaline started flowing in his system, and his fight or flight mechanism was triggered. Above all else, children who've been traumatized need comfort and a feeling of safety. In Martha's mind, she was working to help Timmy feel safe by asking what caused his injury. But let's hear what Timmy was thinking when she asked the question.
Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
What happened?
Timmy tripped over his shoelaces. I told him to tie them. Did not. Did too. Not. Did too. Not.
Come on, guys.
Mom isn't even listening to me. She thinks Isabel's telling the truth.
Something a little bit less dangerous for a while.
When Martha asked, "What happened?" she was trying to prevent a recurrence. Timmy, however, is looking at the world through the lens of a traumatized child. And his interpretation of that question is, "What did you do to cause this problem? Why have you taken me away from my work?" Timmy's interpretation is not at all what Martha intended, but it's what Timmy's brain heard. When parenting a traumatized child, caregivers need to think about the literal meaning of their words and the facial expressions and the body language with which they're delivered, which can result in the child imputing a very different meaning than what was intended.
Young man.
No, that's not fair. It's all her fault. She wouldn't let me have my turn. She's hurting me. I want to get away from her. I just want to hurt her back.
When Timmy pushed Isabel, the protective animal part of Martha's brain kicked in. She lost control over her emotions, and when Timmy argued with her, she became aggressive herself. Teaching a child not to use aggression to solve their problems while being aggressive toward the child will only serve to give them a double message, adding to their fear and frustration. Martha's job is difficult. She has to contend with two hurt kids at the same time. In a situation of this kind, it's always important to ascertain the extent of the physical injuries of any child who is the victim of the aggression. So Martha's instinct to go to Isabel first is correct. At the same time, it's important for all three of the family members that Martha maintain her calm.
What's wrong with you, Timmy? You could have really hurt your sister.
There's nothing wrong with me. Why does there have to be something wrong with me?
Oh, me. You don't use your hands, you know that.
If Martha had acknowledged Timmy's feelings first, she would have negated his embarrassment and anger. If she had expressed her sympathy for Timmy and recognized his feelings using I statements, such as, "I'm sorry you're hurt. I'd like to know how it happened to make sure that it won't happen again," these things would have gone much more smoothly.
Timmy tripped over his shoelaces. I told him to tie them. Did not. Did too. Not. Did too. Not.
Come on, guys. You were playing so nicely together. Why don't you try doing something a little bit less dangerous for a while?
When Isabel interjected herself into the conversation, blaming Timmy for his own pain, Timmy interpreted Martha's reaction to Isabel as a rejection of him. Instead, Martha could have said, "Isabel, I hear that you tried to help Timmy, but he must not have heard you." In doing this, she's acknowledging both children. Martha's statement does not discount Isabel, and at the same time, it removes Timmy's need to become defensive, guilty, and angry at either Isabel or himself. This acknowledgement also shows Timmy that Martha's comment about doing something less dangerous is about keeping Timmy and Isabel safe, rather than placing blame on Timmy for his behavior.
Get off. It's my turn now. I let you stay extra longer last time, Timmy. Well, I let you stay extra long, too, but I want my turn now.
At 8, Timmy is manifesting the behaviors of a much younger child, one who has not learned any of the regulatory techniques over anger that an 8-year-old should have already learned. Children who are traumatized often are slow to develop emotionally. They may physically be and look one chronological age, but developmentally they can be much younger and less mature. Timmy's emotional state is already fragile when Isabel frustrates him further on the swings. He's probably feeling badly about himself. He may be thinking, "I'm an idiot, I tripped over my own shoelaces, I'm stupid." When he fell, his system was shocked and he may feel discounted by Martha. When Isabel refuses to give Timmy what he wants, his anger boils over. And like a small child, he reaches out to seize what he wants. By trying to get what he wants, he's subconsciously determined to make himself feel better. He's not capable of thinking through the consequences of his behavior. How do caregivers calm themselves in a situation like this? Well, you have to take a beat and literally breathe deeply, increasing the oxygen that helps your brain work before opening your mouth. Reflect on the fact that your child was not acting out of malice, but out of self-protection. Then breathe again. Only when you're calm can you effectively address the situation.
You like her better than me.
Right now I do.
No one loves me here. Maybe she's right. Maybe I don't deserve to be loved.
Never forget that the word discipline comes from the Latin to teach. To learn, your child must be open to the lesson. An angry child is never open. Sometimes a child is too angry to calm themselves immediately. Instead of giving them a timeout and banishing them to their room as a form of punishment, you may want to offer them the opportunity to go to their room or another safe place to collect themselves. If they don't want to go, don't force them.
Go to your room. I'll come in and deal with you later after I'm done cleaning up your poor sister's chin.
You like her better than me.
The child interprets forced isolation as rejection, and a traumatized child should never be subject to more rejection. That will only serve to reinforce those feelings of being unloved and unwanted. If instead of sending Timmy to his room as punishment, if Martha had presented it as an opportunity to take refuge and calm down, Timmy might have taken it as an opportunity to just calm himself. It's a good idea to give a child a clubhouse or a fort or some other designated safe place where they can go to calm themselves when they're agitated. Most children who are aggressive are acting out of feelings they may not be able to articulate. As a parent, you have to be very careful not to throw them deeper into a defensive posture. Towering over them, using an angry tone of voice, using large aggressive gestures and expressions are all counterproductive to the goal of calming the child. When disciplining a child, always calm yourself first, put yourself on their eye level. When they'll let you, establish a warm physical connection with the child, which helps to slow their raging adrenaline. Adopt an empathetic tone of voice. Make sure they know you're unhappy with their behavior, not with them. Calm them by letting them know that the relationship is still intact. Make sure they know you still care for them. Do not start off the conversation by shaming them. In fact, never attempt to shame them. Understand that part of them is now angry at themselves for causing someone else's pain. Do not ask them to justify their actions. In doing that, you're asking them to do something they're probably not capable of doing. Let them know you want to hear how they're feeling. If they're having a hard time expressing their feelings, help them by asking questions. Start sentences with I, not you, so they're less likely to feel attacked. Don't lecture. Use as few words as possible to make your points. Make sure they know any consequences that you insist on are to keep them safe and not to punish them. Empower them to participate in coming up with a more useful way to behave in situations that arise in the future. Create an environment where they feel safe in coming to you to help solve their problems when they can't find their own solutions. Encourage them to apologize and encourage the one to whom the apology is offered to accept and move on. When appropriate, have them role play how they would handle a situation in the future. Let's see how all these tips work when Martha uses them with Timmy.
Poor baby. Oh, this looks like it really hurts.
It does.
I want to clean it up for you, okay? But I have to sit here and talk to Timmy for a second. Why did you think pushing her off the swing was the best way for you to get your turn?
She wasn't being fair. I just wanted my turn.
And that made you mad. when you're mad at people, you can't push them or hit them. Look at Isabel's chin. You don't want to hurt people like that, do you?
No.
What do you think you can do when people aren't being fair to you?
Ask nicely?
That's one thing. What else?
I don't know.
You come to me or to another adult. Maybe we can help you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to Isabel?
I'm sorry I hurt you. That's okay.
What could you do to show how sorry you really are?
I can piggyback her to the house.
I don't think that's safe. What else could you do?
I can read to her from that book she likes.
What do you think, Isabel? Do you want me to read to you from that book?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's go get you cleaned up.
It just takes calming yourself and approaching your child from a teaching and healing perspective to create an environment where lessons are learned and positive transformation is achieved. For more information on the techniques used in this video and for downloadable cheat sheets, go to www.getresultswitheffectiveconversations.com. That's www.getresultswitheffectiveconversations.com. Although these scenarios end with the child accepting correction, that's not going to always be the case the very first time you practice these parenting skills. But with patience, practice, consistency, and time, you will get better results with these techniques. We are so grateful to the contributors to these videos. They include Greg and Mary Thompson, Markel Insurance Company, Connie Clendenin, MSW, Valley Teen Ranch, Dr. Karen Bergstrom, Safe Families for Children, Irene Clements, National Foster Parent Association, Corky Kinsvater, MSW, Talon Grief, CMHC, LPC, Mara Ziegler, MSW, Barbara Thatcher, MSW, Susan Hess, LCSW, IL, USC School of Social Work, and Nicholas Bruce, LMFT, Compassion LA.